Mark, the first chapter, I'm almost through, trust me. Mark, the first chapter, verse 17, missionary, what does it say?
And Jesus said unto them,
Jesus said unto them,
Come ye after me.
Come ye after me.
And I will make you.
And I will make you.
To become fishers of men.
Become fishers of men. That's all I want. That's all I want. Amen. And if I use a subject for the text that she just read, that's all I want. I want to be a fisher.
Thank you.
That's all I want. I want to be a fisher. I don't want to be a superstar. I don't want to be all of this stuff that folk call one another. Amen. I just want to be a fisher. That's all I want. Notice the text. The text is packed with a lot of wisdom in just this one verse. First of all, it starts by saying, Jesus said. Glory to God. I want to ask you, who are you really listening to? When you come up against whatever, who are you listening to? When you go through whatever, whose voice are you listening to? Jesus has the answer to every situation, every problem that we can get into. You don't have a question that Jesus doesn't have a sufficient answer for. You know, sometimes we'll answer people off the cuff. May not necessarily be right, may not necessarily be biblical, but we'll answer them. But one thing I found about Jesus, he has the answer to every one of life's problems. In fact, he said to the mouth of the apostle in the Old Testament, come and I'll show you what? Great and mighty things that you knew not of. The answer to life and to living abundantly is with Jesus and is in his word. So the first thing you want to notice, and Jesus said unto them, he always had a word for people. He never talked in the wind. He never talked worthless. Amen. How many of y'all know you don't need me practicing on you? You don't need me giving you generic stuff. You don't need refried beans, amen, fed to you every Sunday. You need a relevant word. You need a fresh word. You need a word that'll stabilize you. It may not always be a word I like. In fact, if I go here, I'll go here. I wish I could say to you that I love everything that Jesus said do that I ought to be doing. I cannot say that. There's some things Jesus said I just couldn't hardly get with. Glory to God. In the inception of my salvation, one end point, Arnitha, I know you're a lawyer, you'll help me with this. One thing he said, if they slap me on one side, turn to the other side. Well, I've always known if you slap me on this side, I'll turn this side to see where you went, so I can hit you back. Y'all ain't helping me. Glory to God. But Jesus said, don't do it that way. I didn't like that. Glory to God. He said, pray for them that despitefully use you and say all manner of evil falsely against you for my sake. Well, back in the day, if you said something evil about me, I could cuss you in at least 5 good languages. Oh yeah, I could tell you something. And be ready to do battle at the OK Corral if that's what you wanted to do. But when Jesus said, pray for you, and you done call me something, you done spit in my face, pray, pray. You pray. But if I were going to be right in the sight of God, I had to succumb to the will of God and do what God says. So if I told you I liked everything in the outset, I would be lying to you. But the more I began to know the Lord, the more I began to open up to God, the more he began to fill the empty spaces of my heart. How many of you know many of us still got some empty spaces where Satan can still plant? Glory to God. And the more he began to fill those empty spaces, I began to feel him more in me. So that when people say, why you take that from them? Because I know the will of the Lord is. Glory to God. Why you do this? Why you do that? Because it's in my heart. Amen. And you're not going to understand it if your heart is empty. Glory to God. So now notice, Jesus said to them, he said, come ye. That's an open invitation to every one of us to not only come, glory to God, but to receive. Not only to receive, glory to God, but to enact it into our lives and become the mirror that reflects the very image of Christ. I asked this question some weeks ago. When people look at you, who do they really see? Glory to God. When they hear you talk, whose voice does your talk remind them of? When they see you walk in your everyday life, who do they say you walk just like? Amen. We're to become the very image of Christ. If we're made in the likeness of God, in the image of God, then that means we should walk like him, talk like him, look like him, remind everybody who confront us of him. Glory to God. And some folk will tell you acted just like the devil.
Thank you.
Because that's the image that you portray. He says, come ye after me. Now notice what he did not say, and it should help you. He didn't say, come, I'll follow you.
All right.
How many of you know we're all finite, and there's only so much we know, only so much we can do. But he says, follow after me. Provisions in Christ has already been made for every believer. See, I'm going to have to preach Methodist this morning. I'm going to have to preach Methodist this morning because I see y'all ain't into what I'm doing here. Glory to God. Come ye after me. In other words, not only follow me, but walk just like I walk. Amen. And be so much into me till you're mistaken for me. Come ye after me. He says, and I said this some months ago. More preachers are made by people than the Lord himself.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why they're having shipwreck. You wonder why they're not excelling. You wonder why they can't stick to what they started.
Yeah.
Glory to God. Because it ain't in their DNA to do it. I don't have to imitate nobody. Glory to God. What's in me is in me. And Elder Allen said, listen, if you want to kill the hop and the rabbit, the only way to do it is kill the rabbit. Because if he live, he gonna hop. Amen. He said, and I will make you. I will make you. I will fashion you. I will mold you to be fishers of men. This is the ultimate goal of every believer.
All right.
Is to reach the lost. If you're failing to do that, you are failing to carry out the mandate on every believer.